Namaskaram. Welcome back. And I hope you're ready to hear another mythological story. I'm going to be continuing Vishnu's Dashavataram. Today I'm going to be talking about his sixth avatar, which is known as the Parashurama avatar. Parashurama is a saint who became a warrior. I will tell you his story. There was a great sage named Richika. Richika was a descendant of sage Brigu. Once when Richika was walking through the forest, she saw a beautiful maiden and went to her father, King Gadi, to ask for her hand in marriage. The maiden's name was Satyavati. But then King Gadi did not want to give away his daughter to Richika. So he told Richika, I will give my daughter's hand in marriage to you if you give me 1,000 white horses with one black ear in return. Richika was a very powerful sage. He did tapas on Lord Varuna, the Lord of Waters, and obtained 1,000 white horses with one black ear and gave it to King Gadi. Gadi was forced to marry Satyavati to Richika. Satyavati had a happy life, but she had one sorrow. She didn't have a child. She wanted a child who would be like Richika. Once Satyavati's mother came to visit Satyavati and Richika. Then Satyavati's mother asked Satyavati, was she happy? Satyavati replied that I am happy, mother, except that I want a son who will be like my husband Richika. So then Satyavati's mother told that even I want a son who will rule the kingdom after your father. So on Satyavati's urging, Richika performed a yagna where he would get children for Satyavati and Satyavati's mother. He handed over one paisam to Satyavati and another bowl of paisam to Satyavati's mother. Richika told both of them to drink it. But then Satyavati's mother thought that Richika would have given Satyavati a better share. So she exchanged the pots when Satyavati was not looking, and they both drank it. Richika, divining this, he told Satyavati that her son would be a Kshatriya and your mother's son will be a great sage. But Satyavati insisted that she wanted a son who would be like Richika. So Richika told, the best I can do is make your grandson a Kshatriya and your son will be a sage like me. Satyavati was happy. She soon gave birth to a child. The couple named him Jamadagni. Brahma blessed Jamadagni that he would be one of the Saptarishi for the Vaivasvata Manavantra. Even Satyavati's mother had a child who was named Kaushika. But then later Kaushika will change his name to Vishwamitra, and he will also be made as a Saptarishi by Brahma. So Jamadagni was very powerful. Once when Jamadagni had grown up, and once when he was walking through a forest, he saw a beautiful maiden, and he asked somebody who that beautiful maiden looking like an Apsara was. The person replied that she was Renuka, the daughter of Prabdhyant. So Jamadagni went to Prabdhyant to ask for Renuka's hand in marriage. Pratyabjnanit gave Renuka's hand in marriage to Jamadagni. They were happily married. Soon, Renuka gave birth to 5 children. But then before this, in Vaikunta, Lord Vishnu was in deep in thought. He decided, I must take an avatar as a child of Renuka and Jamadagni to end the cruelty of Kshatriya kings. So he was born as the eldest son. Of the 5 sons, the eldest name was Rama. Rama had all the qualities of a Kshatriya, just like Ritika had predicted. And Rama always used to obey the commands of his father and mother. One time, Renuka went to get water for the daily morning rituals of Jamadagni. But then that day she saw some Gandharvas playing and she was lost in thought in seeing them. By the time she came back, it was too late. And Jamadagni decided that it was the right time to prove that Rama was a Kshatriya. So he ordered his 4 sons to kill their mother, to behead their mother for the sin she had committed. They refused, but then Rama agreed because he was devoted to his father. And his father Jamadagni also told to cut off his brothers' heads. So Rama cut off his brothers' heads and then his mother's. Then Jamadagni was pleased with Rama and asked 2 boons. Rama replied, give my brothers and mother life again. And Jamadagni had expected this boon only to be asked. So Rama wanted to be a true warrior, so he went to Lord Shiva for training. Lord Shiva trained him to be a great warrior, and Lord Shiva was pleased with Rama, so he gifted him an axe. An axe in Sanskrit is called as a Parashu. Hence Rama's name became Parashurama from then. Meanwhile, in Jamadagni's ashram, King Kartavirya Arjuna came to visit him. And Jamadagni insisted on feeding them. But then Kartavirya Arjuna told, how can we burden you? How can you feed my full army? But then Jamadagni fed his army and Kartavirya Arjuna. Kartavirya Arjuna asked Jamadagni how he could do this. Jamadagni replied, I have a gift from Indra. This divine cow Kamadhenu provides everything for me. So Kartavirya Arjuna thought that this kind of divine cow should not be with the sage, it should be with him, Kartavirya Arjuna. So he asked Jamadagni for it, the cow. But then Jamadagni refused to part with it. So Kartavirya Arjuna's men beheaded this Jamadagni. When Parashurama came and saw that his father had been killed, he was enraged. He took leave of his mother and went to destroy the Kshatriya kings. He went and took his Parashu and killed Kartavirya Arjuna and his full army. And Parashurama's anger was still not calm. He decided to punish everyone, every Kshatriya king. So he went 21 times around the earth and killed every Kshatriya king in his way. No one could defeat We were getting scared of him. So Sage Kashyapa decided to intervene and end this task. So Parashurama performed a horse sacrifice and he had the whole world to himself. So Kashyapa asked, Kashyapa performed a yagna, and in that Parashurama had also taken part. And Parashurama told, who should I give all my land? Kashyapa replied to him. So when Parashurama gave all his land to Kashyapa, Kashyapa told, I banish you from this world. But then Parashurama told, I have a boon of immortality, I cannot die. Then Kashyapa told, you must go to Mount Mahendra. You can go anywhere you like in the day, but then by the evening you should return to Mount Mahendra. Parashurama promised that. And Kashyapa thought that Parashurama won't get enough time to kill the Kshatriya kings on the earth. Once when Parashurama was not on Mount Mahendra, he had gone to kill King Dasharatha, who was the king of Ayodhya, the capital of the city Kosala. But Dasharatha was scared and hid in his queen's chamber. So Parashurama got angry and decided to spare him because he was not a proper Kshatriya king. He told Dasharatha that a Kshatriya king should be very brave and face any challenges that come to him. Dasharatha's son Rama, after marrying Sita, Rama had married Sita by breaking the great bow of Lord Shiva. So when Rama was returning to Ayodhya with Sita, great storm came in their way. Dasharatha's soldiers fainted. Vashishta, the wise Muni, advised that the screaming of the words is a bad omen, but the crossing from the left of a deer is a good omen. Means there will be a happy ending. So at that time Parashurama came. He had come to punish Rama for lifting the bow. And Parashurama told Rama, O Rama, since you have broken the great bow of Shiva, you must take this Vaishnava, the great bow of Vishnu, in my hands and fit an arrow to it. Then I will challenge you to a single-handed duel. Then Rama told Parashurama, okay, my great sage Parashurama. Parashurama explained the story of the great bows. Parashurama told, the gods wanted to find out who was greater, whether Lord Vishnu or Lord Shiva. So they discussed it with Lord Brahma, and Brahma created a quarrel between the two gods. The two gods took their great bows and fought with each other. Shiva's bow had been given to him by the Devas to destroy Tripura. And Vishnu's bow was also given to him by the Devas. There was a fierce fight, and in the end, Vishnu shouted, Hoon! And the three-eyed Mahadeva and his bow froze, paralyzed. The Devas pleaded for Shiva and Vishnu to stop this terrible fight. So they agreed. Then the Devas told, the matter is resolved. Lord Vishnu is greater than Lord Shiva. Shiva was angry In his anger, he gave away his bow to King Devarata. And Devarata's bow descendant is King Janaka. That is how King Janaka had received the bow. And the other he gave to sage Richika, my grandfather. Richika gave it to his son Jamadagni, but Jamadagni was a man who never used weapons. So after King Kartavirya Arjuna killed him, I took the bow. Now let's see if you can fit an arrow into it, O Rama. And then Rama told Parashurama, you think I am a mere mortal, O Parashurama? Then witness my strength today. Rama took the bow of Vishnu and fitted an arrow to it, and he told Parashurama, Parashurama, I will either destroy your claim, your walking, your ability to walk, or I will destroy the world, the land which you have earned through your tapas. Then Parashurama walked clockwise around Rama, and he said, you are the eternal Lord Vishnu. I am not ashamed to be defeated by the Lord of the three worlds. The Devas, every celestial being in the world was witnessing this. The splendor which Rama had released was too much. The brilliance, not splendor. So Parashurama replied, destroy the claim to the world I have had through my tapas. Do not take my ability to walk. I shall travel at speed of thought to Mount Mahendra and stop the killing of Kshatriya kings. So Rama let loose the arrow and Parashurama went to Mount Mahendra. Thus, Vishnu completed the purpose of his sixth avatar, ending the cruelty of the Kshatriya kings. Thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe.